Should I have a...
Yeah, of course, I'm sorry. Do you see that complaint, sir? If you look at the third page in, you see summons in a civil case. Do you see that page, upper right? It says summons in a civil case.
I see that, yes.
And if you look on the bottom right, there's a date there.
Yes.
April 3rd.
April 3rd.
2008, is that correct?
Yes.
Would that have been the time that you filed a lawsuit against Victor Conti in California?
Yes.
And let me ask you, did you read this complaint prior to filing it, or prior to having your attorney file it?
I read over it, yeah.
I'm sorry?
I read over it, yes.
And were you very careful in reading over it?
Yes, I was, yeah.
It's an important legal document, is that fair?
Yes.
Did you help give information? I assume you didn't prepare.
Wait.
Let me do it this way. I assume you didn't write this document.
No.
Okay. Without telling me what you said, would it be fair to say you gave information to your attorney?
I'm directing him not to answer.
Okay. Sir, you were careful in reading this, correct?
Yes.
And you knew it was going to be filed with a federal court, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go to the 7th paragraph? The second sentence. Do you see it?
At the meeting? Is that where it's
And the
at?
next sentence.
At no time, excuse me, at no time during this meeting?
Yeah. Do you see what it says?
At no time, yeah. Yeah, that Ms. Mosley use any products or,
Is it fair to say it says at no time during this meeting did Mosley use any of the products recommended to him, correct?
yes.
All right, and immediately before that, it's referring, when it says to meeting, would it be fair to say it's referring to the meeting on July 26, 2003 that you had with Victor Conti?
Yes.
Okay, so is that a truthful statement there?
Check to the form of the question, but you can answer.
It's not accurate. It's not totally accurate. It's not accurate.
Did you ever, you deny here using any products on that day, correct?
Well, object to the form of the question.
You can answer.
On this, yeah.
Okay. Now, there came a time where you withdrew this lawsuit, correct?
What do you mean by withdrawal?
Well, what happened to this lawsuit?
No, what happens in this lawsuit?
What's the status of this lawsuit? The lawsuit that you have in front of you, if you look at the document, that's a complaint you filed against Victor Conti, correct?
Right.
What's the status of that lawsuit?
Is it still ongoing? Is it ongoing lawsuit?
You believe your California complaint is still
Oh,
pending?
no. Oh, okay, I said, yeah.
I'm sorry?
No, I said, yeah. No, I guess it's not in California, so it's here in New York.
So you know what happened to your California complaint against Victor Conti?
Wait a minute. If you can answer that question without on the basis of something other than I or anybody else in my office told you, then you can answer it. But if the only way you can answer that question is based upon somebody from what my office told you, or me, then I direct you not to answer the question.
I couldn't answer the question anyway. I don't even know. So I couldn't answer it.
You don't, is it fair to say you don't know what the status of it, the California complaint?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Do you know what you allege in the California complaint against Victor Conti?
Again, if you can answer that question without reference to things I or anybody else in my office has told you, you can answer the question. If it requires you relying upon anything that my office has told you, then you may not answer that question.
I don't know.
You don't know. You have a complaint in front of you, correct?
Yes.
And that complaint is your lawsuit against Victor Conti, correct?
Yes.
And as we sit here today, you can't tell me what that complaint says?
That's not what he said.
I'm asking him, do you understand?
He cannot tell you if it's based upon anything I told him. If you want to ask him...
I didn't ask him whether it was based on anything. I am asking a very simple question. That is a complaint that was filed against Victor Conti, is that correct?
Yes.
You're the plaintiff in that case, is that correct?
Yes.
Victor Conti is the defendant in that case, is that correct?
Yes.
That case was filed in a federal court in California, is that correct?
If you know from a source other than my office.
If I know from a source other than this office?
Yeah. If you don't, then you say I'm directing you not to answer.
Okay. Okay, what?
He's directing me not to answer it, but I don't know.
You don't know. Well, if we look at the first page here, and you look at the caption up top, you see it in the center of the page? Way up the top where it says United States District Court, Northern District of California?
Yes.
You see that?
I see it.
Do you know where this lawsuit is filed?
Yes.
Object to the form of the question.
You can answer.
It's filed in California.
In the district court?
United States District Court, Northern District of California.
And then behind that you have a complaint, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're making certain complaints against Mr. Conti, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't know the status of this lawsuit as of today?
Excuse me. That's not what he said. I told him he can answer only to the extent he can answer without reference to something my office told him. If he can answer without reference to that, that's fine. But you can't say it's not a fair question the way you're asking it. If you want to ask him without regard to anything you know from Mr. Burstein's office, can you tell me what the status of the lawsuit is? He can answer that question.
As we sit here today, oh, what's wrong? Did there come a time where you filed another complaint against Mr. Conti, or had someone else file it on your behalf?
Is there come a time when somebody else filed on my behalf?
I'm sorry?
Did there come a time when somebody else filed on my behalf, you said?
Well, you filed a lawsuit against Mr. Conti in the United States District Court, Northern District of California, correct?
Yes.
Have you filed another lawsuit against Mr. Conti since then?
I'll stipulate he filed one in New York. How's that?
I'm asking you, do you know you filed a lawsuit against Mr. Conti in New York?
If you can